Hello, I would like to present you with my method of, how I change the image I have of myself when obviously I have a negative image. I just got up just an hour ago and I started my day by making a little meditation. Okay, even though meditation is a term where you can put a lot of things, but anyway, the thing is I just sat down and try to listen to the calm around me, something like that. And I can feel and have uh, some kind of negative emotions, some fears, and I let them come, even though that can feel uncomfortable. And when you meditate, you want some peace, okay? And that's going to be the opposite. You have some fears coming, arising, and you let them come and you look at the story. What's the story? What's the story? Okay, I'm fearful of that, of this situation. I'm not good enough for that, and I'm going to miss out on this. Okay, and you observe that, okay, and now you just don't let them, be overwhelming. Just okay, just identify what it is, and then you say, okay, no. There's something that I do when I meditate is that I separate my head from my body, and in a way, in my head is all my thoughts. All the I would say the activity of the mind. That is the compulsive thoughts, the things that come and that you don't even choose, the reactions you have automatically without really choosing anything at all. All the superficial um, me in a way. Really the basic mind that you don't choose, that is not really you, that is really superficial, reactive, that you've been conditioned, and so on. And that's in my head. And then I identify the rest of my body as being the real me, the one that is not influenced by my mind, even though the whole body is influenced by, yeah, by the whole you. But the thing is, there is no thoughts in my body. There's no thoughts, and so it's easier to consider it as being something without all those negative patterns, all those reactions, all those conditioning, and so on. And so I imagine all my body being filled with my real me, the full me, with all my power, all my vitality, all my real resources, all my connections to the world and to others, being without limits, and in this way, I can imagine something radiating from my body, the real me, and I can say, okay, all my thoughts, they are just thoughts. All my negative emotions, all my perception of my limits of myself, or all my fears and so on, they are just there. There's just been conditioned. There's just been, you know, um, built in my mind, in a superficial level. That is not the reality, but a subjective reality, total subjective reality. And then I can imagine something radiating here. That's me. And I can make the difference and say, okay, now I disconnect that. I know, and I connect to who I am. And I know that there's everything I want there. So that's one point. But then when I have identified the negative stories and the fears I have, okay, I let them come. And before it's overwhelming, I just identify that being here. And I say, no. Now I know. Now I state what they are. They are superficial thoughts. They are stories. All the emotions that I can feel in my whole body. I state that they are superficial thoughts and stories, and I look at them instead of, when we are fearful, we tend to okay, I don't want this emotion. I try to feel something that is better, that is more peaceful, especially when I meditate. But now I don't. That's the opposite. I let them come. I look at them and say, but they're not the truth. They are just stories. Okay, it's just a story. This particular situation that I'm fearful of, the image of myself that I have that I'm fearful of, okay, that's just a story, an emotion that tells me a story, and this story is false, and this story is not the truth. This is who I am, and I point if I have some examples in my life where it's the opposite, where the truth is, where I'm full of resources, and where my life can point that this is not the truth. Okay, I can focus on that. I can focus on images. Everything actually I can imagine. I can create new stories, new images of myself in a perfect situation, in a very powerful situation, in everything I want, and I know that, the real me is resourceful. I can be whoever I want if I don't have those stories. So now I create the story I want and I focus on that. And I say, the other one, it's subjective, it's false. This is what I can be, this is who I am, and this is the kind of stories that is around me that I can live, and I focus on that. So by doing this kind of thing, and especially if you do that again and again, that's even better. You are taking the habit of saying this story that I'm afraid of, instead of overlooking it because it's uncomfortable, and maintaining it as true. You look at it and you say, no, that's not the truth. This is the truth. No, that's not the truth. This is the truth. Okay? And each time you send your mind, your memories, your conditioning, something very precise about this story and about who you are. If you do that again and again, it's growing more and more, and it's becoming more and more concrete in your life, in the way that you're going to act more and more consistently according to that. You're just reconditioning yourself, and that makes me think that you have a training that I have made for you, if you want, that explains all that, and just another way of, not with meditating, but it's totally related, on how to decondition yourself, and especially how to recondition yourself, how it works, how you can do very easily. And there's a full training, totally free, for you. Don't hesitate, it can help a lot, and you can add this meditation thing above that, with that. That's totally related. Okay, so try that. It's really about what you do. You have the power to change things, to do whatever you want with all that. So try it, be who you want to be. You have the power to do that, and life is great if you take control of it, of yourself, of your thoughts, and of what you want to be. You are who you want to be. So have a great life because you deserve it. Okay? And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.